Hi, the IELTS exam is a very important one for many people around the world. In this short clip, Gate College would like to give you an introduction and overview to the exam with some essential and practical information to help you get started. Firstly, it's always good to know what the letters stand for. I, International, E, English, L, Language, T, Testing, and S for System. So why is it a useful exam to take? It's known and recognised all over the world. It helps you if you want to enter an international organisation professionally or live in an English-speaking country. If you want to study at English-speaking schools, colleges and universities around the world, then IELTS will help you get onto a course. It is also important for work purposes. For example, if you want to work as a nurse or doctor in an English-speaking environment. And finally, for migration purposes. Who can take IELTS? Anyone can take this exam. There is no entry requirement, and lower level users up to native speakers take the IELTS exam. So now you've decided you want to take the IELTS exam, you have to decide which IELTS version is right for you. This is because there are two versions. One is the academic module, designed for those wishing to study at university or a higher education institute. The other is the general training module, for those wishing to study below degree level, apply for certain jobs and training courses, or emigrate to an English-speaking country. In order to be sure you are preparing for the right version, it is best to check with the organisation you want to join or the country you want to enter before you start your studies. So now to some details about the organisation of the exam itself. It's divided into 4 papers. Listening is around 30 minutes with 4 sections. Be careful as you only hear the recording once, it's not repeated. Reading is 60 minutes long with 3 reading texts. One of the key things on this paper is to be really fast. The writing paper is also 60 minutes long but with 2 tasks. The first task is shorter and usually describing a graph or table of some kind. The second is longer and is a discussion essay. The speaking paper is with just you and the examiner. There are no other students participating with you. Be aware that the speaking and listening papers are the same for both academic and general training modules, but the writing and reading papers are different. To take the exam, you'll need to locate your nearest test centre. There are many of these around the world. By going onto the websites of IELTS, the British Council or IDP Australia, you'll be able to find out where your centre is with their test dates for the academic and general training modules. Make sure you check the application deadline date and apply in plenty of time. How is your performance scored? A score of between 1 and 9, including half points, is given for each paper, 9 being the highest. The score number is called a band. The 4 scores are then combined to give you an average, and this will be your overall result. It's good to know that with IELTS there is no pass or fail. You are given a band which represents your level of ability. So how do you know what the band means in terms of your level? The list shown here will give you an idea of the approximate equivalent. How do I know what IELTS band I need? Each organisation or academic institution requires different scores for different positions or courses. For example, higher degree or skilled jobs like doctors and nurses usually require 7 and above. For undergraduate degrees, the average score is usually 6 and above. For foundation courses and vocational courses, normally you require a minimum of 5. For migration purposes, check the regulations of the country you want to enter. Be aware that requirements do vary, so it's very important that you check directly with the organisation you are interested in joining, and they will tell you which bands they would like you to have. You should now think about the following things. Check your level of English. You can do this by taking a placement test online, or if you're taking lessons, ask your teacher. Think about how soon you need to achieve the required band and consider how much time you may need to reach it. This will help you decide if you need an intensive or part-time course and how long realistically it will take you to achieve the band you want. And finally, before we finish, here are some general tips you should consider when developing your English skills for the exam. You need to practice a lot. Consistent practice will bring progress. Try to do this on a regular basis. At home, listen to the news and other TV programs and try to understand the basic story. Don't panic if you can't understand every word. You don't need to. Read newspapers and short stories to broaden your range of vocabulary and increase your speed of understanding. Note down new vocabulary from different sources and try to use them in context. If you use new vocabulary yourself, you are much more likely to remember it. When reading, try to gradually increase your speed as both exams require you to read a lot in a short time. Try setting yourself a time limit to complete the tasks in. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. This is a very important part of the learning process. In order to get things right, you need to make mistakes. Without experimenting with language and trying it out, your progress will be slower. So that's all for now. We wish you luck in your IELTS journey, but look out for our further tips and advice on preparing for IELTS on YouTube or visit our website www.gatecollege.co.uk. You can also email us for advice and help at info@gatecollege.co.uk.